It's still hot. Won't buckle up. Oh, cool. I need 13 people without electricity. And of course, we're always the ones. Look at these idiots. Oh, this weirdo. Lord help me. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm sorry for those people. Mercy. Poor Jamaica. What is this? Time for early upgrade. To show our appreciation for your loyalty, we're excited to present an exclusive offer for your mobile phone. Upgrade your device within the next 7 days and receive $100 bill credit. I don't want no damn phone like that. Hell no. I love my phone the way it is. You got flip phones now again. Don't worry about no damn phone. Should get another one too. I already want that phone. Okay. Hey, Bridge. How you doing? Yeah, all is okay. I'm just here. It's pouring rain here. I can't really do much outside, so I'm here early. How you doing? It's been raining since yesterday, 1 o'clock, nonstop, and we got more rain coming tomorrow. As you can see above my head, it says Tuesday, two more dots of rain. So All day yesterday, half a day yesterday, all day today so far, and then tomorrow looks like it's gonna get more rain. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday looks like it's gonna get better, but I can't do anything outside, so I come inside to do some work on here. Might as well. It's super early here. It's 9:40 a.m. So I'm just here, surfing the web, chilling out, have my coffee. That's about it. Yeah, we just had a hurricane here last week. So we're recovering from the hurricane. I actually just got my electricity back yesterday at 1 o'clock or 12:30. We were out of electricity for 2.5 days, but I was on generator power, but I can't stand listening to the generator. So thank God I got some actual good sleep last night. Then we had the time change here, where I am here in Bermuda, changed back Saturday night, Sunday morning. So it was all or nothing, all or nothing. I know in UK you guys changed back last week, and then we're a week later, which is so dumb. I don't know why we just don't all change at the same time. But and Bermuda's a British colony. We pertain to the UK, so I don't know why we're like we don't change the same time. It's just so dumb how everything's different everywhere in the world. It's so stupid. But whatever. I can't do anything about it. Every year they say they're gonna leave the time alone and never change back, but they never do it. They never do it. So, well, I'm glad you guys were blessed last month. My nephew is in college in Bournemouth, and he says the weather's nice there, but the last week it poured like for like 3 days straight. The week he's here in Bermuda now for a week because they're off this week from school. They have like a study week, so he came back to Bermuda for his birthday tomorrow. So he's gonna spend his birthday here with us, and then he's going back to the UK at the end of the week. Yeah. Well, my area, we lost electricity during the hurricane at midnight, and then we didn't get it back until 2.5 days later. But we didn't have any damage here. We just had tree damage. You know, trees all around here, all messed up, and debris everywhere. And we haven't really had a chance to clean anything because we had no power. And using the generator power, it wastes a lot of propane gas. So and then today I wanted to go outside and like, well, yesterday when we got our power back, I wanted to wash everything and clean everything, but It just didn't give me a chance to do anything. And then today I woke up early thinking I'm gonna go out there and, clean everything and do everything, and it's raining again. And I'm not one of those stupid people that's gonna put on a rain suit and go outside and get sick. That's not gonna happen. So I'm like, hell no. So it's no rush. Nothing. No one's gonna like, die over some dirt and some debris here and there. So I don't really care either. I need a break. He's studying physical education. He wants to be like a coach and a gym teacher for his school that he left here in Bermuda. So he wants to come back to Bermuda and be a physical education teacher, and he wants to study like sports, stuff like sports medicine or whatever the heck it is. So he's going to be out there for a few years studying. But he likes it though. That's the good thing. He likes the guys he's in the house with. He's with three other guys, and then they're gonna get a new place in the new year that's cheaper and closer to the actual college. But he loves it there, so yeah. The rain helped a lot with the cleaning because it washed off all the dirt, all off of my van, and all off the ground and the trees and all the salt. Because we live next to the ocean, so all the salt water goes all over our houses and all over our cars. So it's been raining for almost 24 hours now. 1 o'clock would be 24 hours. It's been raining constantly. So, which is good. I'm glad it washed off everything and helped with the cleaning. So I'm good. I'm cool with that. But as soon as the rain like goes away for a bit, I'm gonna go out there with the hose and some soap and water and wash some stuff. But in the meantime, all I can do is sit here and do some readings and talk to everybody if I have to. Then that's it, pretty much. I already washed all my clothes yesterday. I pretty much don't have much to do inside. And that's it. So I'm just gonna try and enjoy my day. I got up early for nothing. I should have slept in. But as you can see above my head, there's more rain coming. So it's like I'm not even, it's like right now it's still sprinkling, but I might put on some like work clothes and just go out there and see what I can do for a bit. But I don't really care anymore. I'm so fed up. He chose Bournemouth because he said that when he went out there to look at colleges, he applied for three colleges, and that was like the first college that responded to him back, and he got in the college, and the other college was Manchester College, which he wanted to go to, and I can't remember some other college somewhere else. I can't remember the names, but he likes Bournemouth because of the sports. Because he plays basketball, volleyball, and they have programs for basketball. So he really likes to play basketball. He's 6 foot tall, so the Bournemouth had a better system for him, a better way. So out of all the colleges he applied for, he really liked Bournemouth a lot. And the place that Bournemouth is in, like the area, it's like a beach there. It doesn't really snow that much there. Everything that he wanted, like stores and places, and the place that he stays at, it all worked out perfectly for him. So he really likes it though. At first, he was kind of like getting used to it, and then the guys that he's like with in the house together, they all have their separate rooms and stuff, and then now they're gonna get a better place now in the new year. So he got along with those guys right away. So he loves it. He plays basketball for the Bournemouth team. He made the team for Bournemouth, so he's doing good. I'm proud of him. I never went to college. I dropped out of school, and just worked and worked and worked, and then I started my own business. So I didn't really need, college like that. I hate school, to be honest, but I don't tell them that. I don't tell my nephews to hate school and not to go to school. I encourage all of them to go to college. So all of them have gone to college. So there's only like two left that, well, there's only one, the youngest one, he's still in high school. He's got 2 more years left. Yeah, he wanted the sports program. So, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it. I've never seen you in here before, but thanks for coming. At least I don't remember you in here before. But I have a lot of people from the UK coming here. I have a lot of UK friends. Uh, I watch Premier League football every week. I'm from Manchester United, but I don't know who you're for, but it's okay. We can be friends if you don't like Manchester United. But here in Bermuda, like I said, we're a British colony, so we get a lot of UK things here. A lot of people we have a UK passport, so you know. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, that's nice. I'm glad you came by. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is early for my subscribers to be in here. They're probably like, "What the hell is Mark doing on so early?" But I'm at the point where I don't know what else to do because I want to work outside so bad, but I can't. So I just came live for a bit to see who's around, talk and stuff. As you can see above my head, the radar shows all those clouds and rain, so it looks like it's not going anywhere soon. So I'll be on here from time to time. I might actually go to the grocery store and do some groceries or something. I don't know. Just keep myself busy. There's always something to do, but I just don't feel like doing it. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we play netball here a lot. Like the girls here, they play netball. We have Bermuda has a pretty good netball girls team. They're very good. Well, guys don't really play netball here, but the women do. Like there's a netball court about maybe 10 minutes away from where I live. I see women playing all the time, but it's an outdoor court. Okay, cool. Okay, so you're keeping fit then. That's good. Yeah. Motivation. There you go. Yeah. I'm a sports guy. I love watching sports. I played sports a lot when I was younger, but my body's pretty much beat up from working hard. So I'm trying to take it easy and not destroy the rest of my body. But as we get older, our bodies, tend to get beat up and can't handle the things it used to handle 20 years ago. So it's not easy. Yeah. Yeah. Bermuda is a very sportsy place. Everybody loves sports here. Not everyone, but most people love sports here. Uh, well, we watch a lot of UK sports, like, the Premier League football and stuff like that. So a lot of rugby and stuff here. So we had a rugby classic tournament just this week. Yeah, exactly. I usually go live like at nighttime. Like when I go live, you'll probably be asleep. because you guys are 4 hours ahead. So right now it's 9:55, of course. And so where you are is I think it's 1:55 where you are, like in the afternoon. You're like 4 hours ahead of me. Not 1:55. You guys say 13:55. But yeah, I usually come on at nighttime. Like, so I come on like at 10 o'clock at night, which is 2 o'clock in the morning your time. I usually don't come on here too early like this. I rarely come this early. Yeah. Yeah, it's 2 p.m. your time. Yeah. So when it's usually like 2 o'clock in the morning your time, that's when I'm on, like 10 o'clock my time. I usually come on at night. Well, I pretty much do tarot readings, answer questions and stuff, and I do mediumship too. I can tap into your past loved ones that have crossed over, things like that. I do a little bit of everything, but I've been doing it for a long time. People that come in here, my subs and people, they just want basic questions answered, with the cards. Sometimes people get mediumship readings privately with me, if their grandmother or somebody died in their family, they want me to talk to them, to relate messages to them and them back and forth. But it all depends if, that person's in spirit and willing to give you, a message and things like that. So, some people come here for that, but they rather do it in private because they don't want people to see, what's going on with their life in here. But this, I just basically do questions and stuff for people. Sometimes I give like a free message or something. So like for instance, if your grandfather is in spirit, like he'll come through and say, "Hey, tell Bridget this for me," and things like that. I'm not sure if you're familiar with mediumship, but that's how it works. Sometimes it can be random. He can just, because they know you're in here, they'll tell me, "Hey, look, can you give her a message for me? You know, tell her this or tell her that. Tell her I'm proud of her. She's doing good. She's a fighter. She's this, she's doing her thing. I'm proud of her. She's come a long way, things like that." And all I need is a confirmation type of thing. That's all. Yeah. It's like, channeling and stuff. So there's a lot of people who do it, but, people are so skeptical about going to them. Because if you're like a person who channels and you're asking the person questions instead of you answering the questions and fishing for information, then that person's like full of shit, pretty much. But you know, I don't really fish for anything. I don't ask the person anything. I just say, this person's here. They do this. They're asking that. They're doing this. They're telling me that you did this with them, and that's this and whatever. Sometimes I get a name, very rarely, but sometimes a name will come up. But uh, well, I've had the gift for many years, but I haven't really used it, back in the day because I thought it was like kind of BS and I was just hearing things or, I thought that I was delusional or something. But I've been on here for 6 years, and when I first came on here, like the spirit would like be giving me all these things, all these messages for people in my room. And then that's how like I'm still here now because people are like, what the hell? How the hell did you know that? And So they made me a believer in the gift that they gave me, because I was never a believer in this type of stuff. And then, like, you have something, but you just don't know how to prove it or how to use it. But I knew some days, like, I thought that it was just like, delusional thoughts, or you know the devil playing with my head or something. But come to find out that all I had to do is be open to it and believe it. And then once you believe it, it becomes a part of your life. And then you don't doubt. You're not supposed to doubt anything you hear. Tell, say everything. If it doesn't make sense today, it might make sense next week. And sometimes you have to get confirmation from your living, you know, family to get information that you get from me. Sometimes you're like, well, I don't know what my grandfather did back then, but I'll ask my mom. And then you ask your mom, say, hey, mom, did grandpa, used to weld cars or something? Did he used to do car work? Oh, yeah, yeah. Your grandfather started off as a mechanic, and then, he did this, and after it, he got fed up, and then he became, a salesman or something. So, like, things like that, you might need confirmation for because you don't know. But it doesn't happen very often where people are like questioning what I'm telling them. They actually can't believe that it's happening. So I'm glad I give that, comfort to them, you know. There isn't. Yeah, exactly. There's not a book to read. Yeah. Receive messages from living people. Um, I can't. I don't really receive messages from living people, but I mean, I receive messages from people if I go to get a reading from them, if that's what you mean. But sometimes spirit will show me a living person and say, look, this is what the person looks like that this person is with, just to prove that they see the living person. But it doesn't happen very often, but it can, if, like, we want that to happen, you know. Yeah, I mean, I can tap. That's the whole point. The spirit, I don't have to do that. Spirit does that for me. I never want to tap into someone's energy. I just want to, I tell spirit to do it. And if their spirit and my spirit can get the information, and that's how I look at it. I never look at it as like I'm invading your energy or your privacy. I don't want to do that. So I let spirit do it. Your spirit's supposed to connect with mine. My energy is not really supposed to connect with yours, because that's like invading somebody's private energy and private life. But if spirit can give me the answer, then fine. That they want us to know that what that person's thinking or feeling or doing, and then they work together to say, hey, look, even though we're gonna tell this person the truth, it might hurt their feelings, but that's your problem. That's how I look at it. But the thing is like, a lot of I have a different outlook on a lot of psychic things. So that's why some people are like, no, it's not like that. And I'm like, well, it don't work that way for me. And you got to look at it in different ways anyway, because a lot of people have, corrupted people's minds with what psychic abilities really are, you know, and then you're getting lied to every day, you know. Some people just talk to hear themselves, and then the problem is with a lot of readers, they just want your money, and they just would tell you some random bullshit because you can't get your money back. So they do whatever it takes to make you, believe something that happens, especially with love questions and things like that. They want to sit there and fill your brain up with bullshit. And then next thing you know, you look like an idiot for, wanting to be with somebody that you can't be with. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to anybody. I'm going to tell you exactly what I see. Hey, Steven, good morning, bro. How you doing? Hey, Sophie, good morning. I'm okay. You're good, good. Yeah, and that's the way it should be. It should be that way. It should be like it should be like a reading that if you see bad, you say it. If you see good, you say it. I think a lot that's why I say what I say when you ask me, can I, tap into someone's energy and living, yeah, but I'd rather spirit, you know, I'd rather the spirit, be your spirit and mine come together to get to know the answer because only they know the answer. Because if we knew the answers, why are we talking to each other? See, that's my whole perspective on psychic abilities. Psychic abilities depend on whether or not spirit trusts you and your spirit trusts me to give you the answer. Because a lot of psychics think that, oh, yeah, I'm going to tap into your energy. Who gives you the right to tap into my energy if I don't want you to? And even if you give me consent, spirit is still going to block me because they think that I'm going to, especially if I'm doing the wrong thing, they're going to say, I'm not letting this guy get an answer. Hell no. Because he just wants my friend's money, or he wants my daughter's money, or my granddaughter's money. Spirit's sitting there saying, no, no, I'm not gonna let you take advantage of my person here that you're getting a reading from. And that's why a lot of psychics are wrong about a lot of things because they don't even ask for the consent to read. Who are you to think that you can just read my life? That's not gonna work. And if you think it works that way, then you're like an idiot. You really don't understand spirituality. So that's why people have a hard time dealing with certain psychics because they'll just tell you anything that you want to hear. And really, they don't really care because they just, whatever that comes out in those cards, they're like, yeah, I'm going to tell him and that's what it is. And I'm not going to deal with you. Hey, Lucky, how you doing? Yeah, exactly. And that's what your guides are supposed to do. That's what their job is. Their job is to protect you, right, from people that are fake, frauds, evil. And if I'm an evil psychic and I want just your money and I'm going to tell you randomly about some bullshit that's happening in your life, and then if somebody says, "Oh, well, I went to this psychic yesterday so and so and they told me that something totally different from what you're telling me." I don't even care if you say that to me because if you want to believe them or you want to believe me, it still boils down to your choice who you're connecting with. But if I tell you no, that this person doesn't like you, and the other psychic told you, no, no, this man adores you. He thinks about you every day when he goes to sleep. And he's thinking about you right now in a sexual way. And you're like, yay, he loves me. And then you're going to say, oh, I'm not going to Mark ever again because he said that man don't even care about me. And then a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, and you're going to that person that told you that this guy loves you and wants you and wants to be with you. Meanwhile, the guy hasn't called you or said anything to you, and then you see him with another woman. And then you're going to say, shit, Mark was right all along, but I didn't want to hear the truth because in my mind, I think that men want me. You see what I mean? And that's what happens every time. So the person looks ignorant to believe lies and to believe something that a person bullshitted you and just to get your money. So you can't go back to that psychic and say, hey, give me my $20 back because you were wrong. You see what I mean? And that $5 you paid me for was true. So that's what happens. And people just don't understand that whole perspective is you got to be prepared for the truth. A real psychic is going to tell you the truth because my spirit and your spirit came together to make sure you don't get the false information. And that's my perspective on this whole thing. And I'm not better than anybody else. I'm not perfect. And if your spirit doesn't want to tell me the answer, they're not going to tell me the answer. And I'm not going to sit here and make fairy tales up and sugarcoat things. I'm going to tell you, look, I just don't see it. And I'm sorry. It's just not happening. You know. But another thing is a lot of people don't really need a reading. They just want a reading. You don't need anything. All you got to do is prepare your life how you way you want it. You got to live your life the way you want it. You don't have to know every damn detail in your life. You don't have to know every single day how somebody feels about you, how somebody wants you, how somebody loves you or cares about you. You can make that analysis yourself. If you've been living in this world for over 20 years, you know what's right and what's wrong. You've been through some lessons already. And if you're 40 years old or more, then what are you like even asking anything about? Just live your damn life and just do what you got to do every day. But some people have like this thing where they just want to know certain things, and it's okay. It's fine. I'm not saying not to do it, but you should make your own analogy of how you want to live your life. So if you say to me, "Oh, you know, um, is my November going to be better than last year's November?" Then Spirit's going to like raise their eyebrow and be like, "Huh?" The only way that's going to happen is if you make it happen. So if you sit here like this in this chair all day and go like this and drink coffee and be like, "Yeah, my November is going to be great. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to eat, sleep, and shit and do nothing. So nothing happens to me." So that's your definition of you're going to have a better month? In order to have a better anything, it comes with this first. You got to think about what you want to do to make your life better. I can't make your life better. I can give you advice, and Spirit's going to be like, well, get off your ass, son, and go do something. Make it happen. Be active. Go do the things you want to do. I can't change your life, and Spirit can't either. You got to do the work. Once you get the ball rolling and Spirit sees you working and doing the best for yourself, they're going to intervene then and say, okay, we're going to protect this person as much as we can because they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. So if your dad dies today and you start to do drugs and alcohol mourning his death, what is your dad going to think? Your dad's going to say, you fucking idiot. No, don't drink and smoke and get high and mourn my death. Live your life. Live your life and go do something better. Be better person. Use my death as your recognition of life and that you're not dead and you're gonna keep living your life. Okay, Sophie, take care. So this is my point to a lot of people is there's needs and wants and there's reality. So if you can understand that, then your life is gonna be better right off the bat. It's that simple. You don't really have to like pry into things that are not really necessary. And this is just my opinion, by the way, because you wanted it. But this is like the way I live my life. And if a lot of people did do that, then they would see. And I'm not perfect by no means. There's a lot of things I need to fix in my life and want to do in my life. But sometimes life brings you what you don't want, and then you have to make adjustments. You know, life was going great until 3 weeks ago when my dad passed away. So ever since my dad passed away, my life has been totally different now. You see what I mean? And then I get a hurricane last week and that messed up my program again. So now I just have to say, you know what? Live every day right now. Live today. Today's November 3rd, Monday. I'm going to live my life today. I woke up, I saw rain. Oh, I'm going to go live. I got to work. Why am I going to worry about what the fuck's going to happen next week? You see? We have to understand that this is the way it's going to be. And the more you plan, the more God's going to say, no, no, Spirit, look, deal with them. Push them over that way because we don't want them to do that because they're going to, something bad's going to happen to them. You see? So a lot of psychics are going to sit here and bullshit your brains and make you believe that they can actually take negativity from you. They can light a candle and then your whole life is going to change by lighting a candle. If everyone's life changed by lighting a candle, don't you think everybody would do it? You think you're gonna create a spell to take all the negative energy away from me? Who the fuck are you? God? Who are you, spirit? A physical person can't do that. Never. And don't ever believe that they can. They can't. You use methods to get rid of things yourself. Ain't nobody that lives millions of miles away from you that can heal you and create things where you are. They're not God. They have no power to do that. The only person that has power to change is you. You got to change your life. Ain't nobody can change it for you. You got to make shit happen. They can guide you on how to do things, but they can't do that. Who the heck do they think they are? They're bullshitting you. It ain't happening. Because if that was the case, that person that does that, well, you'll never see them in a live stream because they'll be too busy at home or they getting their door battered down by everybody because they're a miracle. And if you know somebody that does that, give me their number. You see my point? Is it all depends on us, not somebody else. We have to put in the work. We, us, you, me. If you don't do it, then ain't nobody gonna do it for you. There's no such thing. And that's my opinion, by the way, until someone proves me wrong. Hey, Marilyn, how you doing? Now I'm just talking about people in general, like psychics in general, doing channel work and doing readings and bullshitting people. And Bridge and I have been talking about, how I work on here, how I do what I have to do, how I work, how I do things. Steve, I got your donation. What do you need, brother? But I'll preach this until the day I die that you don't need anything or anyone. All you need to do is do what you have to do for your own life. You know? All that shit's bullshit. If you believe someone can heal you or someone can like do something bad to you, then you're going to believe it. You're actually going to believe that that person could do something bad to you. And then your mind takes over your heart takes over your soul. And then you just start to like fear, oh my God, they said they were going to do this to me. Go ahead. See where that's going to get you. It's going to get you nowhere. It's going to backfire on you. There's no one that really has that type of power. Don't believe that. The only person that has true power is God Himself, and God is us. He runs through us every day. So whatever you believe, you'll receive. So if you believe in positive things and positive ways, then that's what's gonna happen. If you believe in negativity and you worry, it's gonna breed into your brain, and it's gonna stick in your memory, and you're gonna always worry about someone doing something to you or you getting something and everything's self-inflicted pretty much. So self-infliction comes with how you believe. A lot of people think they can cast spells, but it's all in their minds and they actually think that they can do it. Now, don't get me wrong, there is probably people who have power that can do that to a weaker person. So if you go around, I'll give you an example about that. Now, if somebody says that they can cast a spell on you, it's only going to work if you have no belief in God and you have no belief in spirit and you just believe that you only exist and no one in the world can touch you. Because when you say, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in spirit, I don't believe in no ancestors, dead people are a joke. If you say those things, right, and you believe that you are the only person and you don't worship anybody, then that person that says that they can do shit to you, they probably can because you're an open book for negativity. So if you're a negative ass person, you're gonna have negative results. And if you don't believe that, just see how everything's working right now. Negative people that talk negative and worry all day have a fucking shitty life. And that is the fact of life right there. And if you live positive and something bad happens to you, you have a positive outcome on how to change that bad thing that happened to you. You got to say to yourself, okay, God's testing my belief because I believe in God and I believe that I'm a good person, but I ended up getting cancer. But then you beat cancer because you just proved to God of your belief in Him. And then God clears your cancer away and you become perfectly fine for the rest of your life. And you die of something totally different. See what I mean? That becomes your proof of belief in Him. He's not going to give you nothing you can't handle. So if you keep believing these things and you work together with spirit and with God, then what are you gonna how is anybody gonna do any harm to you? And even if there is a little bit of harm that comes your way, it's gonna be enough that you can handle. It's gonna be enough that you can overcome. You see what I'm saying? That's what people have to understand, is that's how it works. But this is, like I said, this is just my philosophy and my way of reading. So you take it or leave it. Anybody's gonna sit in below, yeah, Marky Mark's Terry's full of shit. All he does is talk all day, blah blah blah. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says about me. Like I tell people, prove me wrong, man. And I ain't got no response. So that's how I live my life. And I'm not a know-it-all, and I'm not perfect, and I'm not always right. I just tell you what I believe and what I know to be true. Yeah, Bridge, I can do that. Yeah. All right, Steven, let me see what I can get for you in general. Let me see what I got for you. And Marilyn, thanks for the super chat. I'll take care of you after Steven. All right, Steven, what I get here in general for this month and for the next couple of days is try to stay out of arguments, uncertainty, going back and forth with someone, especially a man. I see a man here that's like deliberately going to annoy you, aggravate you, or talk shit or try to argue with you. This is a bad decision to get involved and talk to this person or argue with this person. If there's things that you're indecisive about, or you're not really, or you're ignoring because of opportunities or because of certain things, then you got to make that choice. Don't make a bad decision. Spirit doesn't want you to make a bad decision concerning this person or concerning this situation here. And they want you to understand that in order to for things to get better in your life, you got to trust the process and begin to find people that you can relate to and have feelings for. Be free to show your emotions, but also test the person's sincerity, about what they really want from you or you want from them. Testing someone's sincerity is very key these days because you really don't know if they're bullshitting you or not, like how I just finished saying for the past half an hour. So, in general, it's telling you stay away from arguments, uncertainty, people who blab, talk shit. You might want to say, you know what? All you do is talk shit all day. You have nothing else to do but, you know, talk shit to me. I haven't done anything wrong to you. Don't even entertain somebody. Don't even give them your energy. Especially this man I see here, King of Wands reversed. This person is just somebody who deliberately wants to, exaggerate their ideas towards you, or they're very intolerable. You can't deal with them, but going to deliberately want to make you mad. So try not to do that. Try not to get yourself involved with this man because he's gonna aggravate the heck out of you. Don't knock him out. Don't beat him up. Don't fuck him off. Just like let him say whatever he wants. It's a bad decision to deal with him. If you feel hesitant about this, then it's telling you to like ignore the whole opportunity of getting involved with this person. But the good thing is the trust process of beginning new things, having good, people around, you feeling like, everything's okay for you and things like that. And just beginning like, to deal with a better friendship with people, deep feelings and feeling like, hey, you know, I'm always finding these people that I argue with or people that I deal with, but I really need to stay around more positive people who I feel deeply for, who I know who's sincere or not. I can tell them about my emotions and feelings. If you have people like that, then that's great. If you don't, then oh well. That's just the way it's gonna go pretty much. But in general, it's just the main thing here is to stay away from people who try to take your energy, especially this guy. Right? Yeah, justice does suck sometimes, but if you don't want more problems, then don't entertain the problems, and try and stay away from this person as much as you can. That's the best case scenario. Hey Ashley, how you doing? So the main message here is stay away from bullshit and you'll be all right. And stay around and stay with good people that you can sincerely show your emotions to and feelings to that won't judge you for how you are. So I'm okay, Ashley. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm all right. I'm here out of the rain. I'm here very early because I have nothing else to do. I can't work outside, so I'm just here. All right, Marilyn, you're next. And thanks for the super chat. You said we'll see W again. All right, let me see. I don't think this person has, I don't think CW has opened up the email yet or got to around to it yet. I mean, today is Monday, so I'm sure they're going to check the email eventually, but I don't think they've opened it up yet or looked at it. When she eventually opens up this email and looks at it, she's going to be very indecisive at first and cautious about what she wants to do after. Um, it seems like she has like a lot of things on her own plate and her own mind. She got a lot of like anxiety about money, about business. So if this person is a businesswoman, they're worried a lot about their business stuff and how things are gonna go. But the end result here, I would say, as far as she thinking about the email, that she wants to do something with you and wants to do, get back to you, and maybe she thinks that this will bring some stability back into her life because it might be whatever you're asking her to do in the email. She might look at it as, hey, in the past, this was pretty good. So now maybe I should do it again. Maybe this is my sign to make things better for me. So I think she'll reflect on the email, look at it, and say, okay, I'm gonna email Marilyn back and tell her, hey, look, I'm going through some, situations right now, but I would love to help you or love to, link up with you so we can talk further about what we're gonna do. So I would say at first she's gonna be kind of worried and not sure about what she wants to do, and then she's probably gonna say, probably talk with you again, and she'll feel great about the conversation and getting back to you and talking to you. So I would say give it a few days before you get an actual response. Because I think this person is going through some, situations right now with money and business, and, in her involvement is very complex with people right now. So she has to dispute whether or not this is going to be any type of gain in her personal life by dealing with you. So I would say give it a few days to see when she, emails you back and talks to you. Oh, hey, love and life. Happy birthday. Happy belated. 45? Shit. That's good. I wish you many more. You're welcome, man. Nothing crazy this year? Oh, that's good. At least you had a good birthday. It's okay to be a Scorpio. Just don't be a Scorpio. Okay? All right. Bridge, you said. You're driving my face. All right, let me just read your question here, Bridge. You said my. Well, I mean, I can answer that question. We can tap into his energy and see, you know, whether or not it's worth, reuniting with him. And if you do reunite, you have to, is it going to be worth it overall? So I can answer that question if you want, but I can answer it, yeah. But you can also answer that yourself. You got to ask yourself, is Daniel doing what you want them to do? Like, are they being loyal? Are they trustworthy? If you are not with them and you're reuniting, you want to reunite with them, you got to ask yourself, do I want to reunite with a person that, I'm having to question all the time and I'm being tested by, you know? So you got to ask yourself that as well. Am I going to be able to reunite with this guy and trust him and believe that everything's going to be okay? So, but we can check it out if you want. But, that's something that you also can determine as you knowing that person, as much as you know them. It all depends on how long you've known them. But sometimes taking back people into our lives is the worst thing we can do, because if that person's already disrespected you in a way where you don't you're speculating whether or not you want them back, then what's the sense of wanting them back? You don't have to worry about it if you don't do it. And if that person really cares about you, then they will come looking for you. They will make things happen. They will say, okay, here, I want you back. I'm gonna show you that I'm better. I'm gonna show you that I want to reunite with you. I love you or whatever. If that person ain't doing that shit, then you're just on a smoky mirror situation. But the thing is, now you're saying that he's all the above, but you don't want to commit if he needs separation to heal. But if you guys really like each other and you want to be with each other, you're supposed to help each other heal. Because if you were to get married and you go through trauma, you're gonna leave your husband or your wife because you guys got trauma. You're supposed to go through it. That's what you do your vows for, right? And even when you're with somebody, that's how you show somebody you really love and care about them, through death, through loss, through sickness. That's why you say those vows to each other. So if you don't want to if you don't wish to commit to somebody that's got wounds, then what that say about you? That means you want somebody perfect that doesn't have wounds and doesn't have, a bad life. You know, so that you're already showing spirit that you don't really give a shit about that person. If you see what I mean, like, you know, I don't want that to come off too harsh. Not saying like you're a bad person, but you know, because when you deal with somebody like that, that's up to you to actually like, you know, analyze. Because when you're with somebody through the thick and thin, that shows you how much, because you can heal that person with your love and your care, and them you showing them how much you give a shit about them. You know what I mean? So it's really up to you. Ashley, I see you donated. Thanks. No hangovers this year. That's good. All right, Ashley, let me see. You said, how does Tay feeling about you currently? All right, let me check. And Bridge, I just got your donation. You're after Ashley. All right, I would say that Tay is kind of suspicious and doubtful about how he feels about you right now. He fears that he's gonna lose like friendship with you, and he fears that he's making the wrong decision. And he also knows that if he doesn't make any effort, then nothing's gonna come out of the situation that he has with you. You know, um, he doesn't want any trouble because he feels like he's already in trouble when it concerns you and when it concerns like the situation that you guys are in. He knows that if he doesn't put forth any effort, then nothing's gonna come of it because you've already made yourself clear. So I would say that he's distracted, confused, doesn't know what he wants to do, doesn't know how he wants to feel. He'd rather be alone, and he thinks that sometimes he's not really compatible with anybody, and sometimes he feels like he's not compatible with you. So I think that he has a lot of fear about how he wants to feel and how what he really wants to do when it concerns you. And then there's some days where he's like, you know what? Ashley does give me the time of day. You know, she is cool. Like, I know she's trying, but I can't. I don't know how I'm going to make her happy. I don't know what I should do to make her happy. I don't know how to be happy because this is weird to me. But he does consider you somebody that he wants to be with, but he doesn't know how he's going to go about it. So in his feelings right now about you, he doesn't know what to do because he knows if I don't put in the effort, I'm not getting anything back. And when she does give me something back, I can't return it because I don't know how or what I'm going to do because of my life and how I feel. Then when things are good, he's happy. And then something happens, and then he's like, I fear moving forward because I don't want to rush. I want like just to see how this thing all pans out. So right now, I would say he fears things. He's doubtful. He's suspicious that you're gonna like say, go to hell, leave me alone, and he feels distracted and confused, and he's like mentally thinking about what the hell he's gonna do. You know, that's pretty much how I see him feeling right now. All right, Bridge. Uh, Let me see. You said love and advice. This is why I fail to ask. All right. Okay, cool. You're welcome, Ashley. And it was good to see you online doing your thing yesterday. right. Let me see. All right. So, Bridge, I would say Daniel is the type of person that he likes moving slow. He doesn't really rush into anything. I still see him like not doing that great. His desire is to like go back to who he really is, which is somebody who has abilities and ideas to be implemented and put effort into things and recognize who he really is. He's trying to find himself, which I think he will eventually. I think he's waiting for some good news or some gains or some type of expectation that he's expecting. He wants to realize his desires again and put some results in, but it's all about himself. So you don't even show up in the reading here. So I don't think you're his priority or you're even on his mind like that. What I'm getting is he needs to recover his finances. He needs to recover from in order for him to be happy, he needs to get the things that he really wants in his life. And he seems like he's selfish for him. Like he wants everything that he needs first, so then he can continue what he wants to do elsewhere or elsewise. But he thinks that he needs to recognize what he needs to do first in order for him not to make the same mistakes again. And he doesn't want to take advantage of anyone because of him wanting to heal and figure out what he wants to do. But I would say he has no sense of direction right now. So when you say that, he's still healing and he's still doing all these things, that's still occurring right now. Like he's still healing from his wounds. And he doesn't think about you and reuniting with you because he needs to focus on himself, like you're already thinking that he is. So I would say, your intuition about him and your thoughts about him are right because, now I understand why you said you don't wish to commit because you know, committing to him will not be what he wants right now either because he can't commit to you and he can't deal with you because he has to sort out his life still. And this is going to occur for a while. He's not even thinking about reuniting with you or even getting with you because he needs to sort out his own life first. And there's no woman in these cards. So you don't even show up here. You're not even on his mind. What's on his mind is him slowly getting back to who he really is and what he really needs to do. So he's probably had a lot of setbacks with a lot of things. Right, exactly. What I get with this guy, Daniel, is he's had a big loss. And it could be financially or it could be him like if it's not a financial loss, then it's more of a loss of himself. Like how the hell am I gonna recover from what I've gone through? So if it is financial, then I would say he's trying to recover financially. And his life is completely changed and he's trying to overcome his setbacks, his loss of stability. He's mentally drained, especially the last 4 weeks or 4 months. He's been like constantly secluded, trying not to deal with people and get his mind right. I also feel like his mentality is not very good right now. Like he doesn't want anything like that in his life. He doesn't need extra shit in his life and he doesn't want no woman. There's no relationship here. There's no love here. It's all about me, 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 me. So Daniel only cares about Daniel right now. And I keep getting like him wanting to realize what he really desires in life, and he doesn't know right now, but he has an idea that he wants to implement, saying I want this and I need this, but it's not a love relationship. It's more getting himself back to who he really was 4 months ago or whatever, you know. So I get the number four here very significantly at the end, meaning that the last 4 months he's been suffering, the last 4 weeks, or the last 4 years. So his mentality is I need to get myself back to normal before I do anything with anyone. Work, love, career, family, finances. He needs to like set his goals and desire his reality of what he wants back in his life. So right now, I would say he doesn't want anything to do with you or a relationship or anything like that. You're welcome, Bridge, and thank you. I appreciate the donation. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, the future might hold something for you guys in the long run, but I would always like not expect it. If it's meant to be, it'll come back to you. But as a man, I know that most men do not want to be with a woman until they figure out and have their life at a point where they can take care of themselves and that woman. See, because a woman is a nurturer, right? But a man is a provider. So if a good man can't provide, then why would he want to be in a relationship where he's gonna feel like a piece of shit, where the woman's doing everything? So that's a man. That's what most decent men's mentality is. So this guy comes across to me as I can't do anything for anybody else until I do something for myself. So if I don't fix my life, how am I gonna help somebody fix theirs or be in a situation where I have to do something to make my life better, you know? So he has to make his life better before he even approaches you or comes back to you in some type of way. But in the meantime, my advice to you is keep living your life and making yourself the best you can be. That's all. And if it's meant to be, it'll come back. That's all. Yeah. hmm November, October, September, August. That's 4 months ago. So yeah, that's why I probably got number four. And it would be 4 years next year, yeah. So there you go. That's why the number four came up. I'm psychic on Mondays, just to let you know. You have to see tomorrow whether I am or not. All right. Marilyn, you're next. Hey, Tanya, good morning. How you doing? Okay, Tanya, cool. I know you love my voice. All right. Lucky you're drunk. I said Monday. I know what day it is. Better get your ears clean. Okay, let me see. All right, Marilyn, you're next. Let me see what I got for you. Thanks for the super chat. Yes, yeah. At least I motivated you to get out of work, get out of your bed, and get things done. See that? I knew I'm here for something. Psychic and motivator on Mondays. Monday, not Sunday, Lucky. All right. Did CW ever work with WK? Well, I put it to you this way, Marilyn. If they did, if they did, it wasn't good. And if they didn't, then obviously there was nothing there. But I would say that if they did work together, which I'm getting they didn't, I'm getting that they didn't work together, but if they did, it wasn't good. So I would say no and no. It wasn't good and they didn't work together. I'm getting all bad cards here and all reverse cards and all like broken sequences. No friendship, no, relationship, no business, no nothing. I'm just getting a no all around for everything. Bad decision. They might have thought it was a bad decision for them. It was a bad, situation, or they just didn't want to work with each other, period. But if they did work with each other, I would say it didn't go well at all. But I'm getting a no because your first question there is, did they work together? And I got no. And if you said if they did, was it good? I would say no again. So no, 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 no. So I don't know what more I can say on that, but I would say they didn't work together. But if I were to elaborate, I would say it didn't work out. It was a bad situation. Because I got every single card I pulled as a no. Love and life, yes. Uh, I'm actually DJing on TikTok, not on here. I'm DJing on TikTok because if you DJ anywhere but TikTok, you can't really play what you want because everything's copyrighted. TikTok's like an open book. So I'm on TikTok DJing. I did it 4 days in a row and then I stopped because the last couple of days I've been too busy and, a lot of shit's been happening. So I haven't DJed in a couple of days, but I did go on there for 4 days in a row and it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really, really nice. It was nice to DJ again. The first time I did it was for 20 minutes, and my nephews came in there and was talking shit and then laughing and having fun. Then the second day, I had a few people from here come in there and watch me. Then the third day, I had some different people in there watching me, new people. And then the last day I was there, my nephews were on there again talking shit and having fun. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it. It was nice. I enjoyed it. But I have to get like a laptop and I have to get different equipment because I have CDs still and everybody's like digital now. So I'm trying to put all my CDs and music from my external hard drive and then put it all to my laptop when I get one. I'm waiting for a Black Friday sale so I can get a nice laptop for cheap because all I need it for is for DJing and storing music. So they're gonna have like Black Friday sales any day now. So I'm gonna get like a nice laptop for a couple $100, and then I'll be happy because I don't have to spend money on a serious laptop because I really don't want to spend a whole pile of money on a laptop I'm only gonna use for a couple, minutes every day or a couple hours or whatever. So I'm gonna wait for the sales to come up, and I'm gonna get a new DJ equipment, the up to date version, and a laptop. So I'm just waiting. This month there's supposed to be Black Friday sales coming up. I know I have one. The problem is not the CD player. The problem is like I want to do digital things. I don't want to have to like take a CD out, put another one in. If I have the laptop, I can just go click, 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 and bang, I can play the next song, like how DJs do it now. I have to get up to 2025 now. So when I go into 2026, I look like a real digital up to date DJ. Because right now I'm playing off my CD players. I have a CD, DJ CD player like I used to have back in the day. But I don't want to use that anymore. I want to use like a laptop and be official. So I don't have to have CDs everywhere because it's annoying, you know? So I kind of got like aggravated the other day, taking out CDs, put another one in. Then I have to get the list and I have to look at the list of what's on the CD like I used to do it. And I don't want to do that anymore. So that's why I stopped because it's kind of annoying. So I need to upgrade my shit. you know. Yeah, I need to upgrade. I need to be looking like a real DJ online, you know, even though I am. But my nephews enjoyed it though. They were like, "Yeah, it sounds good, bro. I love it." And I'm like, "All right, cool." Marilyn, you said when I mentioned WK's name to CW, she paused. Yeah, I don't think nothing's going on with them. I couldn't tell if they had worked together, but it was an odd reaction when I mentioned the name. Yeah, I don't think that they worked together, and if they did, it was very brief and it wasn't good. So that's probably why you got that reaction. Bridge, you said it's been a real pleasure. No problem, Bridge. I'm glad you came by. Everything happens for a reason, you know. And I'm glad to have you here as a new sub, and and to read your situation. And I'm glad you came by, and you've been entertaining me all day, all morning. So I appreciate that. When nobody was here, you were talking to me and conversating. It was a pleasure to meet you, and you're always welcome here. I have a great community in here, great people in here. I have a lot of people in here who talk a lot of shit and have fun, laugh, supportive. You know, if they aggravate you, just tell them about themselves. It's okay, and they'll get the point. But nobody really has a problem in here with anybody. We're a good community, a lot of fun people in here. Some aggravating pain in the asses here and there, but you'll get used to it. But we're good. We're a good community here. I got good people in here sometimes, but yeah, majority of the time I got good people in here. I like everybody's patience in here, and if they're not patient, then I'm gonna tell them about themselves. But yeah, you just have to watch out for Lucky. Oh shit, there she is. Nah, we're all good. There's a lot of good people in here. I love everyone in here when they sleep. Yeah, smart ass Monday. Yeah, yeah. Just don't ask me where you're gonna retire, because I don't answer stupid questions like that. Yeah. I don't care where you retire. That's your choice. Don't ask me. And don't ask me if you need to put mayonnaise on your tuna fish sandwich. That ain't nothing to do with me. Or milk in your coffee. You can ask about the same dude. That's cool. I'm gonna tell you the same answer. Same dude's gonna get the same energy and same answer. Yeah, I know. It's all good. Okay. So side after left. Okay, cool. All right. All right. Just had to answer my sister's text there. Cool. All right. We're good. We're good. I've been asked the most stupidest questions in the world by far. That's for sure. I've been asked a lot of stupid questions in my lifetime. But sometimes when people are about to ask me a question, they're like, oh shit, I hope that he doesn't think this is a stupid question. It doesn't matter what I think, because you're not going to know what I really think unless I tell you. But you can ask me whatever you want. It's cool. I'll answer it, but at the end of the day, I think you know the answer. But if you want confirmation, that's a good thing. I'll give it to you. Love and life. My mom's okay. We had her here over the weekend. My youngest sister, she was off the last 2 days, and she took her to the grocery store. She brought her here for lunch and dinner. Um, you know, I know that, she's a lot better when we're around. She's doing okay. She said she slept better last night. I called her this morning, but she said she's all right. I might go visit her in a little while. The weather's still shitty here, but whatever. Well, the thing is like, you know, she sometimes she doesn't want to do anything. She doesn't want to bother us. But the thing is I make sure I go see her or do things for her or bring her something. She was happy yesterday. She was laughing with us, talking shit, and then she'll go right back to like her little, thought pattern. If I see her like this, like thinking and stuff, I'll say something to her to get her mind off of everything. It's just that when she goes home, she says, "Oh, I'm here all by myself. I wish I had my husband. I wish that your dad was still here." She doesn't say, "I wish I had somebody living with me," because she's so cool with being by herself. Like she doesn't want people to be around her up her ass all day, you know. So she doesn't complain about her living alone. She just wishes that my dad was still there, which is obviously normal. But she's just upset that that's the case. I was saying too, I hear my generator running. But today is Monday. Every Monday at this time the generator runs for 15 minutes. I was saying too, fuck the electricity didn't go out. Then I realized that today's Monday. Every once a week the generator comes on for 15 minutes. And that it's an hour behind, so now it comes on at 11 o'clock. I was saying too, I hear a humming noise. That's my generator. So yeah, it stopped running yesterday around this time. Now it's just doing its cycle, which is good. I'm glad it came back on. It's doing the generator's been running perfect. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Marley grabbed her vape, and when you ask, she only does that for LZ. Marilyn says, "I can read your mind. I know what you think about some questions." Yeah, my facial expressions probably give it away, or my, how I look at things, or how I'm like, "Oh, fuck's sake." But you know what? The thing is like, you know, I may personally think that it's a waste of time for some people to ask questions, but this year I've learned to accept everyone's questions because it's what they want, but I won't accept like the stupidest, dumbest questions that you're gonna ask me. Like where am I gonna retire? Stupid ass shit like that. Now, if you say to me, am I gonna retire in Bermuda or am I gonna retire in the United States? Even though that's a stupid ass question anyway, but at least you're giving me an option to look at. Don't think that my cards are gonna say Africa, Bermuda, Jamaica, or West Indies or Barbados. It's not gonna say that because the cards don't have maps on here or countries. You have to ask a specific question to get a specific answer. So that's my whole point, you know? And that's the thing. So people gotta understand that. Hey Starlight, how you doing? That it boils down to, make sure you're not asking me no dumbass questions. But a good question to you might be dumb to me because that's just who I am. I'm always gonna be like, this is a dumbass question, but I'll answer it anyway. And one of my good friends told me this year, she said, "Mark, listen to me. Mark, listen. Just answer their questions. They're paying you, answer it. You know, don't question it. Just ask spirit. Their spirit is gonna be, I know it's dumb, Mark, but just answer the question. You know, take the payment. Pay your bills. Answer their question. Don't question it. Just do it and shut up. And that's exactly what this woman said to me, my friend. She was like, Mark, I get asked stupider questions every day, but I just answer 'em because I'm paid to answer it and I need money to pay my bills. You should do the same thing. And I'm like, well, I rather them not pay me and me not do their stupid ass question because it's dumb. But that's the old me used to think that. I mean, I still think that to a certain extent, but now I kind of like just say, you know what, just do it, Mark. Fuck it. Who cares? They need to know. They want to know. Who cares? You know, they're just paying for your electricity bill. Fuck it. Who cares? That's how I look at it. And I honestly answer every question, even though it's a dumbass question. I'll just answer it anyway because and I try not to put my energy in it. I want like a bad outcome for you or something because sometimes somebody will asks a question. I'll be like, oh shit, this is a dumbass question, but they got a good answer. I'm like, okay, well, it's not dumb after all. See, Mark, that was spirit telling you, like, stop judging the question and just answer it and shut up. So this year I've learned to just, let people ask whatever they want. It's what they want. They're paying me to do it. Like I said, there's certain questions that I won't answer, like where you're gonna retire and if you want mayonnaise on your sandwich, and whether or not you should buy from Timu. I'm not answering those stupid ass questions. You can ask me about somebody, something, what somebody thinks or feels about you, and all that type of stuff. I don't mind all those questions. That's a normal, you know, question to ask. If you want confirmation, you'll probably get it. Um, if you want to know about something, I used to call it terror blackmail back in the day, but then I stopped using that because then people took that literally. Like I was like, using that term in a bad way. So I don't say that anymore. Because, there's a lot of sensitive idiots out here that think that, they can't take my jokes. As a joke, they take it too serious. And they think that I can't joke around and be serious at the same time. So all the sensitive people, they can kiss my ass, pretty much. If you don't like me, then go somewhere else. It's that simple. I don't care what you think. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, this person, all the cards say they don't like you, and I'm gonna say, oh yeah, they like you. They like you on Mondays and not on Tuesdays, so stay away from them on Tuesdays. 'Cause they don't like you. Not on Tuesdays. Stay away. Not gonna sit here and bullshit you. That's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna bullshit anybody. I'm gonna tell you what I see, and you take it from there. It's up to you to deal with it. Not my problem. Capiche? A new hat? No, I've had this hat for a while. I just haven't used it that much. And it's not new. It's, I've had it for like a couple months. I haven't really bought any new hats at all, to be honest. The newest hat I bought is this white one right here up top. That's the newest hat I bought. And that was probably like 2 months ago. But I haven't been spending my money on hats and clothes and all that type of stuff. I took a break. I'm actually spending my money on my DJ stuff now because that's more important to me right now. I have enough clothes, I have enough hats. I got hats and clothes I haven't even worn yet, so I need to take a break on that. And I need to focus more on my DJ stuff so I can get that up and running. Because winter time's pretty much almost here, and I want to DJ during the winter time because it's gonna rain a lot more and it's gonna be nice and cool to be in the workshop DJing and not gonna be in there sweating. So that's what I'm gonna spend my money on from now on. Is all my DJ stuff. So yeah, no more hats, no more clothes. When you have a gift from spirit, no one realize how draining it can be. Well, the thing is, Starlight. The thing is, I don't want to use my gift to get drained or to get drained by stupid people and their stupid questions. So I try to answer these questions as best I can and just live with it because I know that some people have the need to know. And I'm not gonna like, I still judge them. So if somebody asks me like a lot of questions all the time, at the end of the day, that person might have a life where they need to know a lot of multiple things. So I'm not gonna sit there and say, you know, you have an addiction or I'm not here to be judging what you do with your life. You want to pay me for readings and you want to come here and do what you got to do. As long as you respect me, then we're good. Don't think that because you pay me, oh, I got to do it right now and oh, that shit. And, like, fuck you. Like, you think you are, So I don't want anybody to think that because they pay me to do it, that I have to do it. I'm going to choose whether or not I'm going to do it or not. But everybody's different. There's people who get readings every day, every other day, once a week, once a month, but they all respect me. So if you respect me, then I'm going to respect the fact that you want to pay me to answer a question. Now, if you're disrespecting me and acting crazy, or you're questioning things all the time, then I'm going to fuck you off and get rid of you, no matter how much money you pay or how much you think you're going to get. Because I've cut off a lot of people who have paid me for readings in the past. I've cut them all off because I don't need your money. Because I don't want to be drained by no, you know, aggravating human being. Yeah, I'm gonna actually do that, Starlight, because uh Christmas is coming up and some people like to send like me a gift and stuff. So I know everybody's gonna ask me to update my wish list any day now. You're the first one to do it. I don't really like Christmas that much, but I'm trying not to be a Grinch. And I know people are gonna say, "Yeah, what about your wish list? It's got the same shit you had on there last year. Come on, Mark." And I'm like, I don't really care, really. If it's on my wish list, that means I want it. And they're like, "Oh, you don't want that. You're just doing it just because you don't want nobody sending you anything and you don't care." I'm like, "Yeah, bingo." Because it's annoying for somebody to send me something because if you send me something through Amazon, you have to give me the invoice, right? So you have to do it separately from what you're doing. Because the invoice that you give me, I have to present it to the actual place that brings it in, and I have to present it to customs. So if you give me a gift, you have to prove that you paid for it and how much it costs. So, because when I get it, I have to pay a duty on it, a tax on it. So that's the only shit I gotta pay for. I gotta pay a tax on my own gifts, and that's how Bermuda gets rich. So yeah, I will update it though with some DJ stuff, man. Maybe. So yeah. All right, Marilyn, thanks for the super chat. You said, what a lawsuit. Thanks, Starlight. I appreciate that. I know your cousin is definitely appreciative of that too. With a lawsuit against the SD facility and its workers and in my favor. Fuck. Well, the cards fell on the ground, and the card that was there was the justice card, so I guess that's a good sign. I would say that if you do have a lawsuit against SD facility and its workers, it will end in your favor, yes. I mean, they'll doubt it at first, um, but it will work out in your favor. I got a good outcome here. It'll definitely work in your favor, but it's still gonna be like a long, drawn out situation because there's got to be like proof. It could be like the workers gossiping about what's going on, lying, being shady. Because I feel like the workers there are very doubtful and suspicious, and they'll use like gossip and slander and say that you're this and you're that, or vice versa, if that's the case. But if you were to put in this effort, you'll gain from it. But it's gonna be a task, without a doubt. Like it might end up being beneficial for you, but at the same time, it might be a huge headache and not even worth it in the end, you know? So I would say it will end in your favor, but not as much as you would probably really want to. So it's more of like it'll end in your favor, but it'll be so much bullshit you gotta go through that, it might not even be worth it in the end, you know? So your question is, will it end in your favor? Yes. But will it be worth it? I would say, so if you want to deal with it. But you'd have to put in a lot of effort for this to actually, work because there might not be solutions to it right away. And you'd have to like declare things. You'd have to like, show this, show that, it'll be your word against theirs type of thing. These people will be very vengeful if you do win. They'll try and get you afterwards or like really try to like do something to where like you give up on it. In my opinion would be it'll work in your favor, but it might be like a huge headache at the end of the day. So sometimes lawsuits are, you winning, but you might end in the end. You might not like, you know, it might not be that favorable in the end because you get what you want, but it might be you might have to deal with them afterwards in a different way. So it's really up to you if you want to do it, but it will end in your favor, but it might not end well overall. Oh yeah, done. It's like that. Must be nice. Hey Holly, how you doing? I got your donation. Thanks. You can ask your question when you're ready, Holly. You're next. You're good. Good to hear. So yeah, Marilyn, I would say that it'll end in your favor, but it'll probably be a headache. And after you win, it might be even more of a headache. Usually lawsuits end in headaches anyway, but when did you go on a date with him? Okay, cool. I believe that I wouldn't say he enjoyed the date, but he probably was like He probably was like kind of like mentally thinking that he's gonna fuck up or something, or he like, you know, I think that he was worried about his behavior or his way or what he thinks or what he's gonna do. His confidence might have been a little down, or he might have been kind of like, didn't have like the willpower to say more, to do more. Um, I'm getting that he probably was nervous, maybe, or he was like, thinking about, whether or not he was worried about more about what you were thinking. I would say that. Like, see how you're thinking about whether or not he thought it was a good date or not. I think his worry was more than yours. Like he was probably saying to himself, "Shit, I hope that this woman likes me, or I hope she's cool with me, or I hope that she thinks that I'm a good person because I might not come across as confident and reliant or decent." So he was probably worried more about his you know, appearance or his, conversation, whether or not you were actually worried about, thinking about him and stuff. I would say he's gonna ask you out on a date again. Probably gonna be like in the next couple days or next week or this week sometime. I would say in the next I would say in the next 7 days he might ask you to go on a date again. He might have been like covering up how he really feels. You know, if he didn't seem worried at all, he probably was internally, like mentally worried about whether or not what you thought about him. People can act like they're not worried, but really they are. You never know what somebody really feeling, because if they don't tell you, then you won't know. Well, if you want to believe that, then that's okay. But I'm not trying to say that. What I'm trying to say is that he was more worried about how he looks, his presentation, whether or not he was gonna fuck up or say something bad during the date, especially if it was like, a first date or like, a second or third date where he's like, I hope she thinks that I'm looking good, or I hope I smell good, or I hope that, she thinks that I'm genuine or something, or she thinks that I'm confident or whatever. Yeah, there you go. See? Uh, that's why I got what I got. A first date's always gonna be like nerve wracking. He might act like it's not, but he'd probably be like, shit, it's my first date. I hope this chick doesn't think I'm a weirdo. I hope she, think that I'm like, you know, confident. He might have been like trying to act like not like he's not like that. So I would say like that's what it was. So there you go. That's why I got what I got. It was a first date. But it looks like he'll ask you out on a date again, but it might not be for another couple days. Maybe this week he might ask you. Yeah. You're welcome, Molly. No problem. If he's been quiet, it's because he needs to build his confidence up, or, you can also do your part too. You can also, talk to him and make the first move, make the first, call first or text first. Don't allow him to do all the work because then he won't feel that confident. A man's confidence builds with compatibility and from the woman actually doing some work too. And if you are doing that, then that's great. But you got to remember that's only a first date. It ain't gonna be like explosive and right away. Things take time. So don't take it literally like he doesn't care or doesn't age. Just it's a first date. You just started getting to know him. So be patient and maybe it'll work out. I hope it does. All right, Marilyn, thanks for the super chat. You said, would a lawsuit against my dad's facility end in my favor if you pursued it? Okay, so what I would say is this also will end in your favor if you decide to do it. But there's going to be a lot of inconsistency. There's going to be like, a process, obviously. And it's going to be like, it's going to make some people mad, and some people will go against like the information about what's being presented. But to answer your question, if you pursue it, it will end in your favor. But like I said, with the other situation, the same thing happens here, where it's going to be like it'll end in your favor, but you're gonna have to go through with this one. You're gonna go through inconsistency, some changes, some like some situations where it's gonna be like, oh well, this is that way, that's this way, this person failed to do that, this person failed to do this, so you can't really get nothing from this situation because there was a failure to complete this way. So they're gonna try their best to not make it in your favor, or they're going to aggravate the situation where it's going to be very inconsistent, a back and forth thing, and then someone's going to say something and someone else will say something else. There'll be some alterations. you know um it's not going to be like a serious situation where you gain, but if you put your effort in it, you'll get what you want from it. It'll end in your favor. But there's a man that is going to go totally against this, and he's going to fail to like show the results, so it's going to end in your favor because this person can't show their results. So, and it's going to end in like, not pretty good for that person, so they're going to be like, oh well, we knew this was coming. But I would say yes, to answer your question, if you pursue it, it will end in your favor, yes. But there's going to be like issues obviously with a man. But if you commit to this and you make it happen, it'll definitely end in your favor. Because this company has like money or whatever. This facility has like money, and they have like a lot of situations. They might even settle outside of court. Like they might be like, well, this, that, and the other. And they might be like, okay, well, let's just settle this way so we don't have to go that way. So there might be like a lot of inconsistency about whether or not they want to. Like if you were to pursue it, they might be like, no, 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 we'll settle it out of court because we have a reputation to set, to uphold, or something like that might happen. Or you might deal with a man and not deal with the court if you were to go that far. You're welcome, Marilyn. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Happy Monday. Hope you're having a good day so far. Sorry I didn't come back on last night. I fell asleep. I've had a long week between the hurricane, losing power, the time change. I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to go sleep. Right after I spoke to you, I went on my friend's live, and then after that, I pretty much went to sleep. So that's why you probably didn't see me last night. I've had a long week. It caught up to me. So I finally got some good sleep last night, and I feel better today. And now it's raining, so I have no choice to be in here now. I've been on here for like 2 hours already. The joy of rain. You're pretty good so far. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, that's good. Probably because of the time change, our bodies are like, it's time to go to sleep. Well, that's good. I'm glad you fell asleep. Okay, cool. And my phone is almost charged. Yay. My phone was like on 15% when I came on here. It's 95 now, so it's almost finished charging. That's good. It's still sprinkling. I can see the rain on the window. Fuck's sake. My coffee's cold now. All right. That's Thanks, Lynn, for your donation. I just got it. And you say you want a journal reading. All right, cool. Okay. All right. See what we got for you. Does your mother look just like you? Like, I like her nose, and she's got like dark hair like you, and she's short. Could be your mother or it could be your granny. So I can't really tell how old the person is because their hair is black. So they might dye their hair or they might not look that old. Your mom has dark hair like you, and you have your dad's nose, yeah. You're like me. I got my dad's nose and I look like my mom sometimes. Well, my eyes do, and my hair. I'll describe the lady that I see. She's short, she's like thick, and she's got like a big round face, and she's got like the wide nose, and she's got like black hair, but her hair is to like right here, maybe. Like it's kind of like straight, but like a wave in it, like that. And she's got like she could have like a mole on her face or like a freckle or some mark on her face. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. My voice is all messed up. AC has got me. It's like she's short and like she's kind of like thickish, but she looks older though. Does your dad have a sister? He has three sisters. Does one of them look like that? Hey, Rudy. I'm good. How are you? He has a sister that is short but not dark hair. And what about his mother? Does his mother look like that? Like your dad's mom? Their mom? Does their mom look like that? Like short with dark hair? Or had dark hair at one point? So obviously, older people have, white hair. Right, lighter hair and eyes. Ah, okay. So maybe it's not his side then. Maybe it's not his side then. Maybe it could be your mom's side, maybe. Hmm. I just saw the person when I was shuffling the cards, and the person just said hi to me, and they showed me what they look like, and then that was it. And I started shuffling the cards, and I'm like, okay, I'll let her know that you're here if you want me to. And she's like, I'm here. So I described her, but she hasn't really said anything. I just want to know if this is for you, you know? That's why I'm asking. Because I was shuffling the cards, and then I saw the person. I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is for her. Yeah. So it could be like, a grandmother, great grandmother, or somebody like that, or somebody like, like a auntie or something. I don't know. Oh, okay. Your mom's biological mother. Oh, maybe that's it then. Hmm, that's interesting. Oh, now I want to figure out what the heck they want then. Just give me a minute and let me see if I can like ask her if what she wants. So, if this woman gave up your mother for adoption, if that's the case, right? I want to make this clear. If she gave up your mother for adoption in the beginning, right? She did. Okay. Well, now I know why she's saying what she's saying. So this woman's crying now, and she says, "I want you to tell her that I'm so sorry for what I've did and what I've done, but it doesn't mean nobody knows why I did it, right?" And then she says, "I did it because the person I had the baby with was not who I really wanted to be with. It was just a situation that I knew I couldn't cope with it at the time. And I want you to know that I'm watching over you all, even though you probably resent me for what I've done." And this woman's like crying a lot. And she's like, wants to show her like, sincere feelings that she never meant, would never meant to do that. But she now realizes that they probably resent her for doing it. But she doesn't want you to feel like, because I'm reading for you, right? So she wants you to know that she does help you guys in spirit because the other people allow her to, for her like way of saying sorry, and like wanting to be, asking for forgiveness pretty much. But if you never met her, she probably wants you to know that. That sucks, man. Cause like she's really like feeling, I can see her like really genuinely knowing that she made a mistake. And it's sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. Like, when you're the woman, it's like, you're fucked. You kind of like need help. I feel bad for her. She's like really, really bad right now. Ah, there you go. No wonder this woman saying what she said. She said the guy was like, not the best of persons to deal with. I don't know what that means, but she's like, obviously, we know what it means. All right. Yeah, I think that's the case because she takes blame. So let me explain what she's telling me. Right. Exactly. So she says she takes full blame for what the situation and how it occurred. But she said she was manipulated by him thinking that he was going to do what's best for her and the kids. But she says when your mom was born, so if the brother's older, then I would say that she probably thought that the second one was going to change, or whoever was second, she thought it was going to change, like he was going to change the way things were for her and the baby. But then it didn't, so she had to divert to doing that. Bang. See, now I know she's telling me the truth. She said the first one she had to cope with it, and then the second one was like what the fuck? Like how am I supposed to deal with this? You're not helping me, or you're not. I made another mistake. But she doesn't want you to. She wants you to understand that to her, your mom was not a mistake. All right. Yeah. Yeah. That's so crazy. Yeah. So she's telling me the truth then. Because sometimes I have to say, I have to see if they're really, genuinely like, sad, or they're like trying to, um, and she's trying to stop me from talking right now because she like, oh, please, Mark, don't think that I'm lying. I'm telling you the truth. Like, that's what she's saying to me, you know? Like, she's telling the truth about some things, but lied about things, and now she wants to tell the truth. You see? So she lied to your uncle about never telling him about the violence. You see, yeah, because she was ashamed of it. That's what it boils down to. Is she's ashamed of what happened, and she wants your forgiveness because she thinks that what you want. Like she doesn't want you to like look at her in a bad way or ever think that she did that to your mom. To like she just said that it was because of the father of your mother that was the real problem. But she got caught up in, thinking that he was gonna know. He probably, like you said, he's a serial cheater. So she's blaming him for what happened, but also blaming herself and taking accountability. She wants you to know that she's taking up accountability right now for everything she's doing by trying to, in spirit, trying to make this happen. You see what I mean? Like she wants your forgiveness, but she knows she probably won't get it because you don't even know her. But she wants to clarify things to you right now. This is interesting. It's like a fucking soap opera. But she's devastated though. She's crying. I can see this lady crying. I can see her upset. Like she really wants to like, in spirit they kind of want to. It's funny but not really. If you could see the lady right now, she's like devastated. And she says she deserves every thing that we say about her, you know, because she's not perfect and she made a big mistake. She said if she can go back and change things, she would, but it's too late. But she wants you to know that in spirit, you still are her granddaughter, you know? You still are her flesh and blood. You still are someone who she wants to help. So when you get help sometimes, I'm getting goosebumps now. So when you get like, it's all on my neck too. Like she wants you to know that she genuinely gives a fuck about you. And because she's seeing you grow, she wants you to now know that, hey, I'm your grandmother. And don't forget it, I'm still helping you in spirit, even though I am not perfect and I'm paying for my sins of giving up your mother and allowing this whole situation. I made the mistake of dealing with this guy, you know? I made the mistake of being caught up with this guy a second time. But look, your mother got created and so did you. So that's the good that came out of it, you know? You're living now. So she wants you to know that, hey, I'm here to help you and I hope you accept my spiritual help, you know, and like can overcome what she's done to your mother. Because she probably thinks that your mother would never forgive her, you know. But she said she had no choice at the time because you were the second one and the first one was too much already. And she should have learned from the first one. But he must have manipulated her so bad. So she takes accountability, but also blames him at the same time. And that's why she's crying like profusely right now. That's so weird, man. It's so weird how we figured this out within a couple minutes. Meanwhile, my card in front of me for your general reading, but you know, meanwhile this came up like this is so weird. I'm like, who the fuck is this woman? Yeah, it is interesting. I never knew that about you, see? And I only know through spirit now, see? I never knew this about you. And obviously this is a personal matter, but sorry to bring it up, but I'm just figuring out why this woman's asking me to talk to you. So she wants forgiveness. She wants, you know, she wants you to know that she's helping you in spirit in the background. And I guess other family members are allowing her to help, I guess, because she's like, I've got to go ahead to help my granddaughter and I want to help my grandchildren. So if there's more of you, she wants to help. And because this is her way of repent, forgiveness, a way. Because see, I believe that God gives you another chance in spirit world. So he says, you fucked up. You gave up your child for adoption. You got fucked by a cheater. You didn't learn the first time. Now this woman can't. Now your second time, you should have learned. But you gave up on your children. You disowned your child. And now your second time, you should have learned. But you gave up on your children. You disowned your child. And now this your child had children. So you gotta come back to spirit world and take care of your fucking daughter and your grandchildren. And if you don't, you're going to hell. That's why she's devastated right now. I can see her so devastated. And she's nodding her head at me and says, Mark, that's exactly what I'm doing. I have to like fulfill my spiritual deed to my family now because I fucked up. Yeah. Well, that's normal to feel that way. And she says that's fine because she's reading what you're I'm she reads what's coming through what I'm reading, she's seeing, you know? And she says she's okay with that, but she wants you to know that she also is your real grandparent and really wants to join the team to help you. This is what she wants you to know. She wants you to like, she asks me to ask you if you will accept her spiritual help with no, like, you know, strings attached. She says if you don't want her help, she's totally okay with that. But she wants to help you and be a part of your spiritual team, even though she fucked up. See, she's now coming in spirit for repent. She's coming in spirit for forgiveness. And I think she genuinely, well, I don't think, I know she genuinely means that because I can see her devastated. And she says, I will take accountability. And I have taken accountability. So it's up to you to accept her, in that way. But she says she'll gladly help you if you ask her. If you need extra help, she's willing to get her on her hands and knees and beg for your forgiveness if you need it. But because you don't know her, she wants to make herself known. And she wants you to know she made a big mistake doing that. Yeah. Yeah. She just read what you wrote about how you'll think it over. She says that she's totally okay. Take your time. But she wants you to know that in her spiritual life, she now realizes more and more that she can't take that back, but now she can help in this form. She couldn't help in the physical form, but she wants to help in the physical form, which I think is great. But some things are unforgivable, right? But she wants, that's why she's like, she's not begging me or begging you. She just wants you to know that she's sorry and she apologizes and hope you can find it in your heart to forgive her. She's not expecting your mom to forgive her, but she wants you to like think about it. And she doesn't want you to make the same mistakes, that you've made in the past. And she wants you to learn or understand that making mistakes is like, a bad thing, and to make better judgments in your life as well. So she just doesn't want nothing to happen to you. She's trying to protect you, but the other people that are around you are like saying, well, if we need you and she'll accept you, we'll allow you to help her. So she wants your forgiveness pretty much. You see what I mean? That's why she's coming to me on the side here, pleading to me, because I don't see anybody else here, just her. And she's like begging me to, like, not begging me, but like pleading with me to get the point across to you. That's why she said what she said. But she's like really like breaking down. Like she's not looking good right now. She's like devastated, but she's also happy that you'll think about it. Like she's saying that she'll be honored to be a part of, your life in spirit if you allow her to. And that's pretty cool. I mean, I know it's difficult to accept, and if that was me, I would think about it too. But at the end of the day, the more spiritual help you have, the better life will be. So I would consider, and my advice to you is to accept the help when you need it, you know? But also, like, the thing is, when you get help from someone like that, it becomes more powerful if you really think about it, because that person has a point to prove. That person has a duty now to recover from what they've lost through you. So in order for her spiritual karma to be met, she has to get acceptance for help, if you know what I mean. Because a lot of spirit tell me that. They say, look, in order for me to fulfill my spiritual journey on earth, I have to look for forgiveness from people who I fucked over or who I disappointed. Because God's given me the chance to try to repent, or else I'm going to hell. Because God doesn't really accept people that give up their children and ruin their families. But if you make an effort to do something for the grandchildren, the children, things like that, it can work out in their favor because you end up making their spiritual life better. You know what I mean? So she also says that, imagine if it was the opposite way, you know, where it was you that did it, and I'm now, and you're in spirit talking to me, how would you feel? And she says, I totally understand if you don't want to, but imagine if you really wanted forgiveness and doing that. So she's kind of like making the reverse role comment, as if to say, like she would think about, she totally understands your answer. So I would say take your time with it and do it. Now that you know, then that's what it is. But anyway, let me get to the actual general reading. So I'm glad that we sorted that out. I would have never known that that's the case because I don't think we've ever talked about that before. Not that you have to or wanted to, but I'm glad we got that out of the way. So now that's in your hands. So, but my personal feeling on this is that I think she genuinely means what she says because I can tell when they're bullshitting me, right? But I genuinely feel that she's looking for acceptance and forgiveness from you, at least you, because she feels like you can actually, consider doing it. Even though, because sometimes they'll come to the grandchildren because they can't get to your mom, right? So obviously your mom's not in there getting fucking psychic readings, right? But I honestly feel like she's being genuine and she wants to like recover her spiritual life in a more, in a better way by getting your acceptance or at least thinking about it made her feel good. And I don't feel she's a bad person. I don't get that from her. I don't see her as an evil person. I just see her as someone who wants, who got fucked over and wants, forgiveness and acceptance. You're making me laugh now. I feel bad for her, but at the end of the day, you got to live with the consequences you put yourself into. And she totally doesn't care about what we say. Like, she's like, look, I'm just looking for like forgiveness. If you guys want to, go right ahead. If I can take whatever you dish out to me. So, but I genuinely feel like she's really like looking for, that acceptance from you at least. Because I feel like she really likes you a lot, you know, and she really accepts the fact that, what you're doing in your life is, she doesn't want you to get caught up in that same type of, situation to make the right choices where men are concerned. So I think that she'll try and protect you from making a bad choice with a man, you know? That's probably why she's like intervening because she doesn't want you to end up like she did, which is cool. That's understandable. Nobody wants that, right? All right, anyway, your general reading here, for fuck's sake, 20 minutes later. What I'm getting here is if you put major effort into the things you really want, you can escape, the decision making and turmoil and trouble. And you can, like, as long as you persevere and put more effort into whatever you want, you'll get it. Mentally, you're probably drained, overthinking, thinking about, secluding yourself and being away from people is good. Um, you know, um, you might also like be mentally drained from thinking about too many things. Or if you're thinking about a certain situation, it's time to like rethink it or stop thinking about it. If this is about like stability, setbacks, friendships that you've ended, changes, complete and sudden changes, you're like dealing with past friendships or relationships, and you're constantly thinking about that, it's time to put in the effort to make a close to that if you want to, if you need to. You might also feel like kind of dull. You might feel like, I can't complete this, or I need to get the right advice. I need to like, be more active instead of inactive. You might feel like blah at sometimes, be like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? Like I don't know what I want to do. Like, so this is saying you might need a mental break. Yeah. Your brain is taking a break. Yeah. So this is saying like mentally, you need to like get yourself to a point where you're not thinking and overthinking. Um, And like thinking about one thing in particular is gonna like drain your energy so much that you're gonna be like, what the fuck, man, you know? Like I really gotta solve this issue now before I go insane, which you won't, but you know. I would say like there's also like a conflicting influence between you and people around you. There could be like people that want to cause problems, want to be vengeful, you know, trying to cause adversity between you and others, and you want to make a decision, but you're not going to rush into making a decision about any of this because right now you need to mentally escape from this and put effort more into what you need to do. Like you need to take the wheel and go where you want to and not where everybody else wants you to. So if you're feeling the pressure of a decision this month, then you got to take the wheel and say, look, I'm doing what the fuck Lynn wants to do. I'm not going to do what this person wants me to do or that person wants me to do. So if you feel like you're being pulled in a certain direction to make a decision, then you got to take that pause right now and say, no, I'm not making any decisions. I'm just going to let shit pan out the way it does. Because if I rush into making a decision, that means that I'm going to get screwed. It's going to cause more problems than what I bargained for. So in general, this is saying that if you need to make changes, make sure the changes are beneficial for you, not for everybody else. Don't let somebody make you the choice maker and then end up blowing up in your face. You know? You got to do what's right for you. So whatever advice you're getting might not be correct from a certain person. So you got to do what's best for you. So in general, this is saying pretty much, you know, think before you speak and think about what's really going to happen if you make this decision. You know, is it going to set me back? Is it going to set me free? Is it going to make me a better person? Is it going to make me, you know, get more bullshit? So that's what you got to figure out. So if that's what you're doing, that's good. And remember, you know, you got help from spirit, obviously, and you know who wants to help you now. So it's up to you to accept the help. Because I know this might sound crazy, but it might make sense at the same time. Sometimes when we accept help from someone who we resent, their help is more powerful than the help you're getting now because that person has to put their 100% spiritual effort into making God see that they actually give a shit. So they're going to, you know, jump through, you know, rings of fire to make things happen for you because that's their duty on earth as a spirit because they fucked up in their physical life. So if you need that extra spiritual help to get you through this, you can call upon her, your grandmother, you know, and she might be able to fly through hoops of fire to get it done for you. That's just a thought. Not saying that that's actually going to happen, but it's a thought. So it depends on your acceptance. That was very interesting to deal with. I had to refresh this now because it was stuck, but I hope you heard everything I said. But it was stuck on my end, but I don't think it was stuck on you guys. And it does that from time to time. It's so fucking annoying. Okay, Lynn, no problem. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you heard it all. Tanya, you know I do my best. You heard it? All right, cool. Good. All right, I just got a text from my nephew. He wants to have lunch. So I'm going to go have lunch with him. And yeah, I've been on here for like almost 3 hours. My ass is hurting from sitting here so long. I'll probably be back later at some point in time. It's only midday here. Ever since the hour change, it feels so weird now. I know it's only an hour, but it does make a difference. Thanks, Lynn. It was a pleasure reading for you, and I'm glad we solved all of that. I was kind of hesitant on dealing with a crying woman because sometimes they're looking for sympathy, but I understand what she's talking about, and that was good. I'm glad that I dealt with that, and I'm glad you know now. So that was cool. I know you. I know you probably didn't expect that, but it came through, and I'm glad to give it to you. No problem. All right. I will see you guys later. I'm gonna go have lunch with my nephew real quick, and I'll be back probably like maybe 2 hours from now or something like that. I gotta pick up my other nephew from school. Shit, I forgot about that too. All right, guys. See you later.